I want to talk about something. Recently, I watched a video on YouTube that you may have seen. It was a physician telling his story about his medical journey and ultimately why he quit. That's right. After years of schooling, years of residency and fellowships, and all of the specialty training, he quit completely. And when I watched it, I was thinking, man, I should really be surprised by this. But sadly, I wasn't. And I think it's because I'm in medical facilities every day, and we see this happening everywhere. Physicians are burning out, and it's not just them, it's all of the staff that support. And it got me thinking that it's time to make a difference and change this. Just a personal passion project of mine to work on healthcare reform. So I want to go through a few things today that, as a fly on the wall in these facilities and online, that I see as something that needs to change within the industry. So to start off, LinkedIn, I hear you. Everyone is so loud about this one. Hospitals are not treating the physicians well at all. Why? They're the ones bringing in the revenue. They're the ones making a difference in the patients' lives. So especially rural hospitals, you should be treating your physicians like royalty. If they want something, take their requests seriously. And if you cannot provide what they're looking for, at least sit them down and tell them why. An email of denial or an email saying that they're in trouble and that they must rectify something immediately, that's not how humans should treat other humans, especially when they're the ones keeping the whole system afloat. And I think a lot of administration, they're on this side, okay? They see it needs to be changed, but as a whole, I don't think it's one person responsible for this issue. I think it's really gonna just require everyone to come together and say, hey, I think we need to fix this. Let's make that happen. The next thing that I wanna talk about is just all the paperwork, and especially the redundancies that you see. Again, I'm not a medical professional myself, I'm a vendor, and I see the inner workings of a lot of different places. And one thing that's super consistent is paperwork. As a patient, whenever I go in for an appointment, I'm answering the same questions multiple times because it has to be put in different systems and all these things. The thing that excites me about this area is there's so much room for improvement. In fact, I have already found a few amazing startup software companies that are really streamlining things. So I do think there is light at the end of the tunnel with the paperwork problem. The issue is going to be, can you convince the facilities to adopt new technologies? Because if I've learned anything, if it's something new, you're gonna have to fight as a physician, as an admin, whoever you are, you're gonna have to fight to get anything new in a facility, and that also needs to be streamlined. On that note, I've seen another issue that really bogs down the physicians being lengthy approval processes. As a physician, most people get into the practice of medicine because they care and they want to make a difference in the lives of the patients, and they want to be on top of the cutting edge innovation that you see every day in the medical world. Well, what they didn't realize is getting that cool new gadget that's changing lives everywhere is gonna take years sometimes to get approved by the bean counters. And when you see the numbers, I'm not an expert in this field, but if you look it up, just the profit numbers across the board with healthcare systems, why can you not get the best innovative technology? Why can't you just spend your money there? Because that's what's gonna make a difference in the lives of the patients. That's what's gonna further humanity as a whole. And that's what's gonna keep physicians from burning out. One of the things, anyway. So this issue affects every industry. I don't know if it's always been this way or if it just came after COVID, but staff turnover. It takes a lot of time to train someone new, especially when you're in a very specialized field. Basically, any aspect of medicine is very specialized. It takes a long time to train somebody. So when you finally convince someone to come work for you and you train them up and then they quit, everyone is upset because you want to keep people, but it's hard to keep people when, one, you're also not paying them well, which is a whole nother topic. Pay your people. But trying to make a specialized procedure go smoothly when you've got all new people in the room, or you're down 3 staff members because they called in sick. I've seen this time and time again of physicians just making it through without losing their mind. And sometimes they do. I've seen a few freakouts. But overall, we need to find a better way to streamline training, potentially training the new team members, hiring faster. I know when I've looked at jobs for friends, they go through interview processes of like months. Can we hire people faster? Can we make anything more efficient? Can we make training? I feel like this will really help with the turnover stressors that cause the room to just fall apart. Are you ready to talk about money? Because this is probably the biggest one, if I'm being honest. Reimbursement rates. So I'm definitely not an expert in reimbursement, but all I know is that reimbursement rates go down a lot. So if you think about it, you're trying to not lose money. If you need to do a certain procedure and the products you need cost a certain amount of money, insurance is not going to reimburse the full amount. Guess what? That's a good way to get the physician not to do that procedure anymore. You need to make sure the necessary procedures have adequate reimbursements to cover the new technology and the new things coming out that make the patient's outcomes better. All I see, reimbursement rates going down. All I see on the other side is innovation and device costs going up. How is this gonna sustain itself in the long run? I don't see any easy way out other than, hey, reimbursement, let's bring it up. Start rising, not falling. Thank you. So the last thing I want to talk about is physician mental health. We have to remember, doctors are human, and when humans mentally need help, they need someone to talk to, they need a professional, you should be able to freely go and seek out help. Well, when you're a physician, it's a lot harder than that because your license is at stake. And I think there's a big issue there that needs to be reformed. I don't know how hard it would be to get that changed, but I do know I have found a organization that I think is making a huge difference and I think everyone should know about. It's called Physicians Anonymous. I had the pleasure of sitting down and chatting with the founder about the mission and the goals and personal experiences struggling with mental health. And more people need to feel like they have someone they can talk to and not feel like their whole career is on the line. And when you're a physician, it's a little harder to go through that without putting your license at stake. So if you haven't heard of Physicians Anonymous, I highly recommend you check it out. It's just like it sounds, a group where you meet and you talk about all of these stressors and things that are burning you out and tearing you down, and you really get to work on feeling like you're not alone and feeling, okay, I can get professional help if I need to. And these are my friends that I'm talking to that also understand my journey, because as we all know, mental health is something that is so hard to talk about. When you have the added pressure, losing your license over talking to somebody, it's just not ideal. So check out my friends over at Physicians Anonymous. They are really making a difference. And gosh, I just love it. I love the program so much, and I hope that everyone gets a chance to experience the camaraderie that they've developed over there. And September was Suicide Awareness Month, and we're reaching the end of it now. And I really hope that by next year, we make a difference. Heck, why not even next month? So if you're moved and you want to make a difference in healthcare reform, please send me a message, because I am on a mission, okay? This is like a personal project. I really want to make the world better in healthcare, and it starts with fixing these small issues that turn into big burnout problems across the board. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and I want to know, what did I miss from the list? What did I get wrong? Please share in the comments and let's start this discussion. Oh, and one other thing, let's stop complaining about it on LinkedIn and actually do something about it. So if you know a way to fix any of these problems, whether it's a cool software, cool gadget, tips, advice, please share it below. I'm sick of hearing all the complaining and no solutions. So let's come up with the solutions. Thank you and have a great day.